softest fighter in the division. Why I say that? Because he's one-dimensional to the point where Puerto Ricans, man, I tear they butt up. Puerto Ricans are easy to beat.
Shakur Stevenson, come to you.
Damn. I know you're probably wondering how I got in this mess. I never thought it would be this way. It all started when I was talking about black people right before Black History Month. Growing up in Florida, but claiming Brooklyn, it was a way of life. You had to do what you had to do to survive. I just didn't think it would end this way, but I was so wrong.
I want to address the fact that this guy came to America to give me bananas and watermelon with a note on it. It's unprofessional, and I feel like it's racist, and you just made this fight a little more personal. Take it a step further, Keyshawn. Just
Overrated boxer right now. I'll just say it. I think Shakur Stevenson.
Time, gotta put respect to it. To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally.
Oh, I don't like to lose.
I seen his legs. I seen his legs last. I seen it.
Hey, yay, hey, yay. We are all gathered in this vestibule to discuss a whooping of epic proportions and hearken unto these words of Boxingego as I delightfully take you through what really happened. I'm back, y'all. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. What really happened? My original series, often imitated but never duplicated. I'm back, y'all. Now, come in, smash the like button. Let's get it cracking. My original series where I tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me start with the good. And stay to the end of this video. Your boy is going to break down what really happened. Shakur Stevenson, the good. And I got a lot to say. The good is the boy looked marvelous. Coming to America voice. Oh, that boy good. Bro, he was out there looking like sexual chocolate, y'all. Right? I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty Shakur possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. That boy good, y'all. Now, Shakur Stevenson, this was the type of opponent and performance that really impressed me and put Shakur on notice. I got to give him a lot of credit here. Virtually a flawless performance, right? You can believe me, I am not a casual. I dedicated my whole life to the sport of boxing. I have been here every single day for double-digit years, and I ain't missed a beat, right? So believe me, or you could believe Shannon Sharp already did a video and people like that talking about, oh, it was boring, which we'll get to when we talk about the bad and the ugly. Oh, I didn't like it. Oh, Shakur, I'm not spending money on that. Bro, the bottom line, Shakur moved up in weight, fought a respected champion with a respected resume, and he cooked. Excellent boxing. I literally, this has been the first time in a while, right, where I have reviewed a performance and the person fought someone quality and made zero mistakes or very, very little mistakes. You know what I mean? And I feel I'm a real person. I don't care about boxing and content creation. I'm a man. So as a man, I'm gonna always stand up for what I believe in. And let me just say this. The haters, they take what I say. I don't know if you listen or half listen or whatever. They take what I say, but it's very clear. My issues on my channel where I've criticized Shakur have been contradictions, things like that, where he said, oh, no rehydration clause for Tank, but then now you want one with Conor Ben. Literally has nothing to do with his fight. I never said the kid can't fight and whatnot. I said he need a PR person. So nothing I said before the fight has changed. In fact, I picked Shakur to topple and defeat Teofimo, and I said by decision. So my prediction was 100% right. Anybody who asked, I said Shakur, and I was right. And I said by decision. While some of the people who picked Shakur picked him by stoppage. I didn't think he was going to stop Teo. But even in saying that, I did think that Teo could provide a bit more resistance. So for that, Shakur exceeded my expectations, and I picked him, and my prediction was 100% right. Very hard to do. Bravo to Shakur. When a muff like me, who's accurate, gets their prediction 100% right, Shakur, decision. It's what happened. And even in that, I was impressed with his performance. Now, I know what the world of boxing is thinking. They like, but Ego, you're not explaining. Get to the good stuff. Okay. What did I like about Shakur's performance? Distance management. That's what I call it. I don't know what y'all call it. So some people are saying he has impeccable defense. I think his defense is set up a little bit different for me than Floyd Mayweather or Pernell Whitaker. But in this new generation, it works, and he's applying it, and he's hard to hit. He's probably one of the hardest people to hit cleanly in the sport of boxing. So that's one thing. I call it distance management. I was very impressed here from Shakur. There were desperation attempts, I would say, from Teofimo Lopez, where he would like wing some shots. We know he has pop. He's explosive and athletic. And had those shots connected, Shakur could have been in trouble. But he never was hurt, and he made sure that he stayed switched on. Kudos to Shakur for his defense / what I'm calling distance management. He controlled it and like, woo, like, you know what I'm saying? There are a couple of those fights a lesser fighter might have got clipped with, because there were many moments in this fight where Teo was full on frustrated. He was dissuaded. He and his father too, which when I get to the bad and ugly, because we're going over the good, I have no good for Teofimo. I'm blunt. I'm straightforward. I'm telling you what it is. You can stop this video right now if you think I'm finna say something good about Teofimo Lopez in this video, because based on that performance, I have nothing good to say. So when I get to the bad and ugly, just know it has zero to do with Shakur and everything to do with Teofimo and his team. So if that bothers you, or you're a race fan and you don't like that, scram, go that away, because I'm forewarning you what this video is going to be, what really happened. So back to Shakur. Amazing performance. Jab on point. Top 5 jab. There's a lot of guys in the sport that got a crazy jab, and you got to put Shakur up there. For me, jabs in the sport, the Charlo brothers, I really like their jab. So Jamal, Devin Haney, amazing jab, and Shakur Stevenson, top 5. I think Benavidez has a pretty good jab too when he uses it, but he don't use it as frequently. Like he mix in a lot more combos. But there's a lot of good guys with jabs, and these are amongst some of the best that I just named with the jab in the sport of boxing. Jab, first of all, they're going to teach you how to stand and all that if you go to a boxing gym. Beyond that, when you get to the offense, a good boxing gym, the very first punch when they teach you how to hold your hands, how to glove up, all that stuff. Once you competed and you got familiar with the speed bag and heavy bag and what does what and your stance and all that, when they're going to teach you for offense, the first thing a good old school boxing trainer should train you on or would is the jab. And this new generation is chopped. The teachings, the teachers, which we'll get into at the back half of this video, not the same at all. So a lot of these young cats be head hunting, don't go to the body enough for my taste. And as long as I watch boxing and, been involved with the sport, and they don't jab enough. So when you got the fighters like Shakur that are doing it, it is a beauty to watch. So I don't want to hear about, oh, it was boring. The man was slicing T.O.'s face off, right? With the jab. Bow. You seen it in my edit at the beginning, and I know y'all like that. Bro, his jab was money. And I can also respect that a person like Shakur, they're clearly doing their homework. Because you or your team or whoever, however it worked, right, studied T.O.'s flaws and really exploited him. Bow, 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 bow. That was T.O.'s head for much of the fight. Bow, 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 pinball. And it was just from a snappy jab. And Shakur was he was a gunslinger. In fact, the only person that could, because his dad didn't really do in the ring or in the corner. The only person that could have helped T.O.'s defense is this guy right here. Bro, this is the only one that could have saved T.O. from getting yeeted by Shakur Stevenson, that kid from Newark. Very impressive stuff. So T.O., I don't really know where he even goes from here. The man was out here getting chopped up. I would like to have seen Shakur go to the body even more, but when he was ripping the body shots, it was good. Very good, like strafing, hard. And what impressed me, I'm going to keep it real. This was one of the first performances for me where I feel like given the comp, given the name, Shakur really put it together to the urban legends about him in sparring and his ceiling. This fight showed me that more than any of his other fights ever. So he been on his job and working to get better. I could respect that as a man. Because earlier in his career, he wasn't getting no knockouts. Whatever. I'm not mad if you can't knock people out. And now he's still not always getting a knockout. But little by little, each performance, he looks like he's working and learning, and I can respect that. Because in life, the people who are depressed, hear me out. If you are depressed, it is not over. If you are depressed, I'm here to tell you, depression typically stems from stagnation. Like if a person in life is stagnant, love life is blah, don't have a job, you don't have no money, you're probably going to be depressed, right? You don't have no friends, you don't got no car, depression. The reason being is stagnation. You're just like at the same level, like, oh man, I can't catch a break. The way to get out of that, and I've lived some life, I'm older than Shakur and these dudes, right? The way to get out of that and break free from those shackles is progress. If a man or woman can start to make progress in an area, you don't have to change overnight. That's the beautiful thing, right? Like if my YouTube channel was in a slump, that's not going to make me feel good. Like, man, I'm not cooking, I'm not getting views, enough people ain't seeing my work, blah, blah, blah. Stagnation, right? Not going to make me feel good. But then if I start making steps in the right direction with any goal that I have, like if you feel you're overweight, you don't have to lose 40 pounds overnight, but losing the first 1 or 2 pounds. You're gonna start feeling yourself a little bit like, okay, I'm making progress. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like this can work if I stick with it. And that's what it's all about. So for me, Nakathila, I didn't like that performance that much. Definitely didn't like Edwin De Los Santos' performance. Conceição was cool, but you missed weight, so you missed weight. Unprofessional, just like Keyshawn, your brother missed weight for his fight with De Los Santos, right? So I wasn't like super sold on some of those type of performances from Coor. And then even the Zepeda, it was a entertaining fight, fair enough. But Shakur, to me, he's better than Zepeda, which is what I said, which is why I picked Shakur in both of these fights, Zepeda and Teofimo, and I got it right both times, right? But he was fighting and stooping down to Zepeda's level, trying to combat the no Tom and Jerry pretense or clause or whatever that Turkey put forth, and the fans calling him boring. So to me, I thought it was lackluster, like good for entertainment. Maybe people, got to see a different side of Shakur, but he was getting hit more than he should have versus that level of competition because he dumbed down his style. I don't believe in that. I'm from hip hop. I come from the era of hip hop. Like if you're a Royce da 5'9" and you're lyrical and you can spit, if you're Eminem, you're lyrical and you can spit, you're Method Man, I don't want to see you spit like Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, tell him, yo, kiss me through the phone. I don't want to hear Royce da 5'9" do a kiss me through the phone type joint. You know what I mean? Unless it was like just something really creatively he felt he needed to do. But for me, I don't care about record sales and all that. The real spitters, like Black Thought, he might not chart like the next cat. I'm not even gonna say nobody's name, but Black Thought is raw. When he speaks, he's spitting. So that's what I care about. And I don't think Black Thought should go from the talent you have, being a wordsmith and a lyrical genius, right? And then dumb it down because of the dumb crowd. And that's what I thought Shakur did, right? I thought Shakur dumbed down his performance to a William Zepeda level to appease Turkey and the fans. So I wasn't really impressed. But Teo fight, different stuff, because he had probably the best name of his career and, for me, the best performance of his career, right? So that put the world on notice. Congrats to Shakur Stevenson for that. So this performance from Shakur, A1 like steak sauce. Zepeda, I wasn't as sold. Like, yeah, it had more action, but I'm a diehard boxing fan, so I don't care. I don't want to see someone stoop down. Like, for example, boxing is the only sport like this where if you're Usain Bolt and you can race somebody in their prime, you're in your prime, and you can race them and hit the turn and then put the jets on, put the wheels on, and blow them out the water. Why should you have to slow down because you're blowing the competition out of the water? I don't believe in that. Boxing is the only sport that I know of where if someone get blown out, they get blamed for it, right? Floyd Mayweather, Shakur, they have dominating performance, and you're like, oh, man, slow down so people can catch up to you. No, I'm from a different cloth. If we're racing and I can burn you, I'm finna burn you and make it as bad as possible. Why should I lower my stride so that you can, be in it and it could be entertaining for the crowd because it's a neck-and-neck race? If you want it to be a neck-and-neck race, you make it a neck-and-neck race, up your game, and get real right and train hard like I'm training hard, and then make the race close or beat me. If you can beat me, you can beat me. Like if there's a YouTuber or editor and they think they got more swag and charisma and they can edit better than me and they got a better voice and they know more about boxing, step up. But I know I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. So I don't subscribe to that slow down in the race to make it competitive and dumb down your stuff. But he did that in the Zepeda fight. He didn't do it here. So little by little, Coor is like, developing and owning his style a bit more, and hearing the criticism like, oh, he too boring. So he's like he trying to make more statements. I can respect that. Whatever hand issues, it looked sorted. He didn't look like he was wincing or hurt his hands here. Bravo. Now, let your boy talk about the bad. The bad for this fight, all Teofimo. I don't even know where you go from here if you're a Teofimo. I really don't. I don't feel like you have many options. Somebody was like, I think it was Paulie Malignaggi or somebody said Teo should fight Kambosos. Bro, that's what it's come to. Shakur beat you so bad, you got to go back and try to avenge a fight that you should have did an immediate rematch like all the other champions. But now we got to, who's paying for that? Top rank? Turkey? I don't even know what his status is, right? But I don't want to see no Kambosos and Teo at this point. You should have did that rematch, right? So I don't even know where he goes from here. He on his social media talking about he going up to welterweight. Have fun with that, because who's at welterweight? Brian Norman, Devin Haney, you know what I mean? Barrios, Ryan Garcia. I don't know. I don't really know that you're going to have the same confidence. I don't know if Teo can – I'm not putting this on him, but I'm not confident that he could ever be a champion again, because 40, there's a bunch of, like, tough fights. Gary Antoine Russell, Lamont Roach. You were getting chewed up by Shakur's jab. Lamont Roach is a very good boxer too, so he might be able to do that and get with you. I don't know. I don't know where you go from here. But let's talk about the corner advice. That's like bad/ugly. The cornering advice for this fight was terrible, and I want you guys to hear a snippet of how terrible it was. Right? Teo Sr., his dad, provided virtually no real detail, no real attention to detail. It was very rudimentary in nature, the type of advice he was giving.
Stop shifting him. You gotta hit him, bro. Let's go. You're gonna hate yourself. Take this round, Joe. Take this round. Stop shifting him. You gotta hit him, bro.
Bro, if my trainer in the middle of the fight where I'm getting busted up, I have no answers, and I'm getting dog walk every single round, if my trainer, even if it was my dad, gave me some bogus advice like that, fired. I will fire you on the spot. I'm the breadwinner. I'm the talent. You're fired. I would go the rest of the 6 rounds or whatever coachless. If you gave, that was so horrible. That man said, you gotta hit him, bro. Hit him. You gotta be kidding me. Bro, that's not serviceable. That's not something you can really implement. Okay, so your son's a fighter who beat Lomachenko, beat Josh Taylor, sturdy, respected champions. If he could hit him, I'm sure he probably would, because he was looking wild, missing, swinging, almost knocking himself down and off balance, lunging out from too far out, couldn't cut the distance and make it effective. So it's really redundant for a person to speak the obvious, and as the saying goes, easier said than done. Like, okay, imagine you're on a hike with your dad, and then a grizzly bear, pop out. I don't know why that was my version of a grizzly bear, but whatever, y'all get it. Like the Revenant, right? The grizzly bear pop out on you, and you like, bow. And then your dad is on the sideline, and he was like, hit him! Get him off of you, bro! You're gonna hate yourself tomorrow. Bro, if I could get this grizzly bear off of me, I probably would. If I could escape, I probably would. So again, redundant. It don't even make sense to tell somebody to do something that they haven't successfully been able to do. Like the grizzly bear's on me, and I'm screaming, I'm screaming, getting mauled by the bear. The bear, get him, bro. Hit him. Get him off you, bro. Like, it's just not good. Like, tell me something. Like, are the bears getting tired? Tuck and roll, do a cartwheel, like spin around, protect your face. Like, tell me something. Because Shakur was like, jab, ha, just whooping him. And you talking about hit him, bro. You were saying stuff like, where's your power? I want power. This is just not good corner advice, bro. A fighter, you got to be able to know when to coach your fighter, like on some inspirational Rocky Balboa trainer stuff. For example, one of my favorite moments in boxing that I've been a party to, when Virgil Hunter had his fighter, Andre Ward, get dropped by Kovalev. Beautiful boxing moment. Virgil Hunter knew in that Andre Ward's technical. So you don't have to give him technical advice, right? He already knows how to fight fundamentally sound. So Virgil, being a great trainer, he did the opposite. He did the Rocky quote or the motivational. He was like, come on, you can beat him. All the greats got up. He was like, Muhammad Ali got up. Sugar Ray Leonard got up. You got up. And that, boom, switch. Andre Ward, straight savage. I know him. Gold medal, boom. All right, bet. That's what he needed. So I'm flexible. I believe there's a time and a place where the motivational speech can work for a fighter. Another example, because I'm the best in the business and it's not even close, I could do this all day. Tim Bradley, when he was fighting, I believe, Brandon Rios, when Teddy Atlas was coaching him. And he was like, we're firemen. We run through the fire. We don't back up. We're firemen. And then Bradley's like, all right, coach. Yeah, that's right, coach. And it hyped up Bradley, got the stoppage. And Bradley wasn't a big puncher. Boom. Gave you two excellent examples from boxing history where Bradley, Ward, their coaches drove them to success with that, Rocky motivational speech that you can clip it up and, put it in a movie monologue. It's real cinematic in nature. You could put it in one of those motivational speaking videos where you got, Ray Lewis and all the motivational people speaking, right? It does work sometimes, but not when your fighter's just getting whooped and fundamentally doesn't know what to do. And you're just talking about, well, fireman, hit him, bro. Hit him. That's not going to cut it. What Shakur was doing was chopping him up, systematically breaking him down, right? And the best advice you could provide is hit him, bro. Where's your power? You're going to hate yourself tomorrow. It don't sound like much of a team. So Tio very well should probably axe his dad. I'm just being real. That's just what it is. So Tio, I already made a video about it, did a very delusional post-fight press conference interview. He was just saying we hurt Shakur and it took him 2 rounds to recover. I don't know what part of the fight you're claiming that was, but this is why people question these fathers training their son. Too emotional and not being real with your pupil, your son, your fighter. You can't do that in boxing. You got to really let you know you need a knockout to win. You are down. And then provide that type of motivation by keeping it real. I've always been a fan of corners that keep it real with their people. And then also just giving technical advice. Triple up on the jab. Circle to his left. He's catching you right here. Stay off the ropes. This is implementable technical advice clear, concise. You only got a minute to bark these orders. Shakur's team did that. Double up on the jab. All right, you're doing great here. Don't punch yourself out. Pace yourself. He's getting tired. Like, that's coaching. That's coaching. I've done music before. It's like a good producer or a good engineer. I could already rap. I can already write. But if I had, like, let's say Dr. Dre and he producing me, he'd be like, nah, that's too many words. Or nah, say it like this. Or raise or lower your voice and play with this and extend the word out, right? That's how he had Snoop sounding pristine. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at your door. Ready to... Before I bust like a bubble, Compton and Long Beach together. Now you know you in trouble. That's why it's timeless. Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low down G going crazy. Death Row is a label that, bro, you need that. That's you're helping someone become better on the track. Boxing and boxing coaching, no different. So there's that. Coaching was terrible. Fire your dad. Doesn't seem to be working. Then I want to talk about Terrence Crawford. Crawford's long time been friends with Shakur. He sparred him. This is his little brother. They always give each other props. Pause. Right? He was laughing, taunting T.O. and his dad apparently post-fight. My thoughts. Good. Good on him. Why would I ever care when Teofimo did all that stuff talking about black people? Why would I be annoyed because Crawford wants to be petty? Good on Crawford. I'm glad he did it. We live in a soft society where Teofimo, he could be like Phil Florin and Phil. Shakur, he's soft. Shakur, he got pillow fist. Shakur's overrated. I played the clip at the beginning. Shakur's overrated. Shakur not that good. Puerto Ricans, I whooped them and I beat them easy. Black people, where the liquor at and all this extra stuff. Watermelon, banana, monkeys, whatever monkey want to get the banana. This is T.O. This is how you acted throughout your whole recent career. ESPN can keep the blacks, monkey this, banana that, all these things, right? And then the monkey beat you, and then now is kumbaya. I don't respect it. Keep the same energy. I'll never respect that. That behavior, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear, when you first start doing the racially like insensitive jokes and all that, we'll say, right? These little nuanced innuendos, if you will, about blacks and the black community and all that, teetering a very slippery slope, might I add. It was a spit in the face to everybody with black skin. Because T.O., black people gave him credit. Black people don't be hating. Black people don't, let's be real. Black people don't be hating like that, right? You could be from another race or ethnicity, and if you're raw, you're raw. If you're likable, you're likable. Black people, by and large, are going to give you credit for it. So T.O., black people, we gave props to T.O. for beating Josh Taylor when he was counted out, beating Lomachenko when he was counted out. T.O., he came with like the parted hair. That's black culture. Rapping in training, rapping to Drake and Kendrick and J. Cole and using these hip hop like lyrics as your caption in your social media. I peeped the play, right? You stole from black culture, straight up culture vulture, stole these things, emulated the wave, and then started to target the wave in which you were mimicking or emulating, which is urban black culture, hip hop type of culture, right? So I'm happy that Crawford is petty enough to do that. And another reason I don't feel bad, Crawford was in the ring, a retired fighter now, and he was laughing and taunting and happy for his brother, Shakur, right? T.O. Face is all beat up. True story. All right. His face is all beat up. The man was still talking about fighting Terrence Crawford. Get him out of here, bro. I can't respect it. It's just too stupid for me, bro. You fought the little brother with less power and got totally demolished, right? Totally demolished. Beaten from pillar to post. In fact, this is T.O. right after the fight. This is what the little brother did. That's the little brother. Little brother got you looking like you got mugged in the UK or in Brooklyn in the 70s and 80s when it was rough, right? Shakur, on the other hand, it don't even look like he was in the fight, right? Now, you don't just judge a fight based on somebody's face, but I think the record shows what type of fight this was for Tio. So your face is all, you got put in the blender, boy, right? Put in the blender. The CompuBox was absolutely out of this world stats. Almost 50% of total punches landed for Shakur while you landed 15. And this fool out here talking about, yeah, I want to fight you, Crawford. Bro, I can't take people like this. This generation is chopped, bro. I can't take that seriously, bro. When you literally got cooked by the less hard-hitting good fighter, very good fighter, and now you're saying in the midst of that, when your face is all beat up and bandaged up and you look like Frankenstein, it's alive! It's alive! Right? You look like Frankenstein, the new Netflix movie, right? And you talking about you want to fight Crawford. Bro, get him out of here. Now, let's talk about what that led to. At the beginning, I poked fun at it. You did all this stuff to taunt the black community, but then you're apologizing for slavery. Do you know how badly you have to get whooped to concede and go from the ledge you were on to putting your fist up like you one of the Panthers, like you Huey Newton, like you in Oakland, like you from the town or something, and you putting your fist up talking about, yeah, my good people, yeah, my brother. Bro, that's what I'm saying. It really might be over for T.O., bro. He gonna try to look, yeah, my brother, power to the people. Bro, power to the people. He gonna put the fist up. But you were saying all that negative stuff in crud about black people, but now is I understand your struggle and the indifference and oppression. Now you Oswald Bates from In Living Color. Allow me to fortify my liquids through the oppression of the black folk, through the constitutional, segregational, separate but equal of the fallopian tubes. My brother. Now you Oswald Bates and you for the people. Allow me to solidify my liquids.
Every time, gotta put respect to it. To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally. This sisters, I love you guys. Always to it. To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally. This
bro, pack him up. Salute to the nation of domination. I never want nothing to happen to you. My condolences. Why are you giving black people condolences? Black people was happy. Shakur got off. Shakur looked good. We don't have to worry about you. And it's about to get real dim for Teofimo. And the bad thing, I'm not here to beat around no bush. If you like this style of commentary, then you should like me. If you don't, scram. You know what I mean? But it's about to get real dark for Teofimo because people already question your mental resolve. And now that you went through this, it probably is going to get worse. You feel me? It'll probably get worse because now it's at a point where who do you beat? How do you be? What's your pathway to become a champion? You have to have the hard conversation with your pops if you should keep him or get rid of him. Now you're trying to back off the block. The culture, once you kicked, if you like kicked the culture to the curb and people seen it and you did it and acted a fool, there might have been a point in time where you could have like redeemed yourself. Like, hey, I was just BSing, man. I was just joking. But he did it too long and too much. Whatever y'all talking about, jokes, he really is like, on that or whatever. It don't matter at this point. But what I do know about the culture is the culture going to remember what you said, what you did, and how you acted. We try to tell you to chill, relax, and you didn't want to listen. Now you're talking about, I never wanted to hurt y'all. Power to the nation of domination. My brother Elijah Muhammad. No, it's over, bro. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. And from a boxing business perspective, Tio has seemed to be increasingly hard to deal with in terms of like, I'm not going to fight unless I get the money. Looked like the Devin Haney fight was a go. And then late terms, you're like, I'm not fighting him. I'm going through a divorce, whatever, right? So you did all this extra stuff. I want you guys to know this generation is chopped. And you can't do that when you're not winning. You can't behave in said way when you're not. The world likes winners. Winners. So if you're not winning, you can't act like that. You can't like hold out for more money, threaten to pull out. It's like Conor McGregor. I don't know what you're thinking. Who the is that? Shut your mouth, mate. Right? Like Conor McGregor. When you're on top, the trash talk works. All the antics and theatrics, if you can win and look good, it don't matter. Like Conor McGregor, he's smoking Jose Aldo in 13 seconds or whatever. He whooping Eddie Alvarez. So who the is that? Right? It all worked. But when you start losing to Nate Diaz, you start losing to Dustin Poirier multiple times, you start losing to Khabib Nurmagomedov, you attacked the bus, threw dollies and acted crazy and said you're going to be on horseback if it was back in the day in favelas and pillage the village and, eliminate his people and Dagestan wife and all. You did all this stuff. And then Khabib had you like submitting and tapping. It's over. It's over. That becomes very hard to deal with because live by the sword, die by the sword. You did too much. You talked too crazy. And then when people see it, like it don't really add up to the end result that you said, then they stop believing you. Like the boy who cried wolf. The reason people trust the Boxing Ego brand is because I'm always going to keep it real. And I'm never like over the top like that. You know what I mean? I'm never too high, never too low. I'm somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the center, right? And when you do all this extra in theatrics, like, okay, you were violating Shakur, talking about how horrible he was, talking about, put your junk in his mouth and all that type of stuff, and he a B. And then you acted weird at the press conference. You acted weird at the weigh-in, didn't speak, man a few words, acted like you was meditating, didn't want to talk. Oh, I'm right here. I'm neither here nor there. I'm Bruce Lee, be like Walter. I said, empty your mind. Be shapeless, be formless. You be like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Don't think, feel. Do not concentrate on the finger or you'll miss the moon in all of its heavenly glory. That Dragon to Bruce Lee stories, don't go too far, hun. It'd be over in 60 seconds. Like, that don't work when you get cooked like that. I'm here to let you know I've been in this sport every single day of my life for double-digit years. It don't work. It's not going to work, bro. Your coaching was bad. Your performance was atrocious. You lost every single round on my book. DAZN foolish commentary like, oh, he won 1 or 2 rounds. No, he didn't. He lost every round, bro. So enjoy dissing black people now. You know what I mean? So we don't want to hear, oh, slavery was bad and stuff. It's just like Kanye West. Kanye said, I'm going to say whatever I want. Ye said, I'm going to say whatever I want. I don't care about no ramifications. I'm going to talk about Jewish people. I'm going to talk about black people. I'm going to say, MAGA this and Trump's this and the best. And I don't care. No one can control me. Everybody else is controlled in the Matrix and stuff. And then when it don't go your way, you start to lose brand deals and you've exiled yourself. Now, what did Ye just do? Man, I was going through it. Oh, I had a mental breakthrough and, I wasn't feeling myself. So I apologize for saying this and that. I don't apologize. I don't regret anything I'm saying. Like, I've been talking for almost an hour on this video right here. No real breaks, continual talking, no script, no teleprompter. Look, I could do the whole video like this. I don't have a teleprompter. I know boxing so well, I don't even have to look at the screen. I don't have to look at the camera. I could do this in my sleep. That's how efficient I am at my craft. That is how hard I work. I tell you, there's a lot of low-quality content. Look, I'm still not looking at the camera. There's a lot of low-quality content in the space of boxing. People that want to be like Ego, but they not like Ego. I can do this because I've studied. I could speak in public without cussing, without saying stuttering. That's what happens when you're a Crawford, a Floyd, a Shakur Stevenson, or a boxing ego. You become nice at what you do. So the road back for Teofimo seems to be a tough one, So that's the bad for T.O. And then the ugly, and I'll probably close on this. The ugly for me is that you got people still hating on Shakur, right? Oh, it was boring. I can't spend my life earnings and, savings on that. It was way too boring. Like, come on, bro. Y'all can't be haters your whole life. Give a man props. Like, job well done. You could be a Devin fan, a Tank fan, a Keyshawn fan, a boxing fan. You still could give credit where credit's due, bro. The man got off, moving up in weight, great boxing execution, great jab. Don't do that. He gave you a different look in the Zepeda fight. Then he came to this fight with a whole different mindset and a whole different mentality. That shows growth. That shows progress. So if I had to critique Shakur, and this is a nitpick, and this is why I don't really want to do it, but I do give constructive criticism. My only thing I would say is I didn't find the fight boring. That's me personally. However, knowing this game and knowing a lot of the casuals and MMA dudes and people that want to watch boxing only for the bigger fights, they're going to come in and not appreciate that. I just know how the game goes, bro. Real boxing heads know what they looked at, and they're like, all right, he was getting off. He sharpened up. He was looking tight in there. Pause. But I feel like if I had a nitpick, this is a nitpick, because that was like an A-level performance from Shakur. If I had a nitpick, is basically figure out how you can Mayweather Gotti it. You know what I mean? Force a stoppage. Because from what I've seen, skillfully, and even from respectable power, you don't have the most power, but respectable power, he probably could have stopped T.O. So you have to shift the mindset or mentality. I'm not saying fight like you fought Zepeda. I'm not saying fight him like an idiot, but it looks like it could have been within you to at least force a TKO stoppage. So if I had a nitpick or give Shakur something to think about, is just get with your team and overall see if there's anything you could do. So even though you don't have the most power, you got enough respect. Like Amir Khan, he don't have the most power either, but his speed and the way he would get off, he could force a stoppage, on guys. So see if you could sort that out. That's it. But it's ugly that people are like hating and saying it was boring and I put my kids to bed with the shirt. Like, you just hating. And most of them people are race fans, old media, and people who picked against the black fighter, Shakur Stevenson. So they picked T.O. to win, and he was not the victor, so now they got something to say. So it's really sad to see, Shannon Sharp and the different people talking about oh, it was too boring for me to watch and all that type of stuff. The base of why we're watching boxing is what? Boxing ability. Hit where you can hit your opponent and they can't hit you. Customato said that. That is the literal sweet science and the art of boxing. Not rock'em sock'em robots and, let me at 'em, scrappy do, but hit and don't get hit, right? So Shakur mastered that ability and it was on full display. Give him props for that. For example, I told you I do this. I'm the king of analogies. I'll make it make sense. Imagine there is somebody with a amazing singing voice, right? They got pipes. They can sing. They can blow. Pause. All right? That would be like telling this amazing singer, I mean, you can sing, but you don't dance like Michael Jackson. You can't dance like and sing like Chris Brown and James Brown or Bobby Brown, right? Singers are not one and the same. Yes, Michael Jackson is my favorite of all time. Chris Brown is super dope. James Brown is super dope. Bobby Brown is super dope. Where they've been able to sing, put out hits and bangers, and they can dance too. But not every singer is going to be a sing dance type of person. Some people can just sing. You get what I'm saying? And Shakur, he's not going to give you the singing and dancing, but he can sing, right? And that is the base of your whole why you should listen to a song, right? In my opinion, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. And there's a lot of music like Michael McDonald. He don't be I can't forget. Freddie Mercury. They're not like overtly like dancing like Chris Brown and break dancing, but they can sing. Bohemian Rhapsody. You know what I mean? There's a lot of songs. Hall & Oates. I could think of a lot. Stevie Wonder, he can't even see. So I know he ain't like dancing, doing choreography. So my analogy is very simple. If someone's a great vocalist, like I don't even think Whitney Houston, was she really like doing choreographed dancing? Probably not. But she got probably the greatest voice, one of the greatest voice of all time. You know what I mean? So just give credit where credit's due, people. All right? You could be a great singer. You don't have to dance like Michael Jackson, MJ, and Chris Brown. It's not in everyone's bag. And for me, it's clear that Shakur, he don't have like better Biev type of power, Wilder type of power, but he's still chopping people up. And for me, as a true boxing head and aficionado, it is very impressive when I see Floyd fighting bigger people or Shakur moving up in weight, and they don't necessarily have the biggest punch, but why are they keeping this bulldog, this pit bull, so honest? So clearly they're doing something where Andre Ward, why is Kovalev getting stopped? Why is Kovalev, he dropped him, but you can't finish him like you finished Jean Pascal and them other dudes, Ishmael Shalak and all that, because Andre Ward is built different. You know what I mean? So it's still impressive that even with moderate power, we'll say 50% or less type of power, these dudes are such great boxers, they can nullify your power, neutralize everything you're doing, and then have you looking crazy at the end of the fight. You know, putting up the fist, doing these types of percentages, face looking clean. Your face look like this. So miss me with all that boring and all that. Let me know how I did in this video. Use my link me for the channel. I will continue to put out heat like this. If you want to support, I'm giving you guys long form content. It does come at a cost. So use my link me, my Cash App, all the support links, all my platforms can be found below. My affiliate links. If you want to be a YouTuber like me, now is the time to start. Don't think about it. A lot of y'all just be thinking about it, but then y'all don't get started. Me, I just got started. Use TubeBuddy, use vidIQ. My links are below. Use StreamYard to stream, and really get on it. 2026, let's go. But kudos to Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez, and that's what really happened. Subscribe. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.